Hello, journalism class. Today we're going to talk about phobias with you guys. So we all like to watch scary movies, but we don't know the ideas behind what causes the fears, like what causes us to jump in the movie theater.
All right, so there isn't a definitive answer to where phobias originated from. There's actually three perspectives.
One is the psychoanalytic perspective, the evolutionary perspective of fear, and then the learning observational perspective of fear. I tend to believe more in the evolutionary perspective, which would be that the fight or flight response. So it's a natural response to protect us as humans, to protect the species, to be fearful of something that's going to eat you, such as a lion or a tiger. And it would once that occurs over time, you're fearful and it sets off your adrenaline.
I feel that a scary movie kind of like shows you that scary movies aren't really scary in a way, and so they're something that you can actually laugh at because they're funny. Hello?
People feared Freddy Krueger because he's supposed to represent your deepest and inner thoughts when you're dreaming or when you're sleeping, and then he would come after you after you feel like you're safe in your bed, and he would kill you. So I guess everybody started fearing that because then the people couldn't sleep. Scary. For me, when I was younger, what scared me was his face because it reminded me of pizza. And at the time, I liked the Ninja Turtles, so I couldn't eat pizza because I was like, Freddy Krueger, ah! So I was like
Please
5.
stop.
This is God.
Who's there? Please, God.
This is God.
So with Scream, it was like people would just show up randomly and they know your every single move and where you would be. So for example, I know that there was one news report where this guy had been stalking this female for a long period of time, and he would go through her garbage. So he knew exactly what she was eating, what she was doing, when her menstrual cycle was, and all that other stuff, so that he can go and follow her and chase her and have sex with her when he wanted to. And then with Scream, it's taking all of those inner thoughts and feelings of people following you and making it so, which is why so many people were just so afraid of Scream.
You want to die, Sydney? Your mother sure didn't.
You creep.
Do you want to die, Sydney? Your mother sure didn't.
Leave me alone, you creep.
All right, so
And with The Sixth Sense, that's also a type of different scary stuff. It involves like ghosts and spirits. And some people could be scared of that.
Yeah, and just because the little boy and how he was supposed to be like the innocent kid and
Yeah.
Yeah.
the picture of innocence.
That's kind of also like a reality too. Like symbolically, it's like a reality.
Yeah, and you usually see like teenagers getting killed. You don't ever want to see like children in harm's way.
Like
that's
children
true.
in those situations.
So with The Sixth Sense, it's about a child because in our society we always believe that children are pure and innocent, and because they're pure and innocent, they could see things that adults can't comprehend or see or even acknowledge, which is just like phantoms or ghosts.
I see dead people.
Okay.
I was just gonna say, out of all the movies that we filmed, which one did you think was the scariest?
Probably Scream, just because I don't find Scream scary actually, but I just see that it's kind of scary that it can just be anybody who can just come and kill you and doesn't really have to be a monster.
Yeah. And it makes killing people seem like it's a joke.
And it's easy.
Yeah.
For me, I always fear Nightmare on Elm Street because it traumatized me as a child. Not really, but kind of. But I always have I always used to have really bad nightmares when I was a child. The second scariest, I would say, is Scream, because for me, with The Sixth Sense, like it's always cool with ghosts, but I feel like with ghosts I could just be like, go away, or I could go to church. But with a stalker, there's so many ways to stalk people now, like Facebook, Twitter, Google, and they could just find you. So I think that one's the second scariest. Psychologically, people have fears and phobias for things that are supposed to harm them. So for example, a lot of people have a fear of heights because if they fall, they'll die.
Scared of heights, so I can't really get in roller coasters. I sometimes can, but like I freak out a little bit.
So do you feel like it's a fear or do you feel like it's a phobia? Like, are you really, really scared of it, or it's just a thing of where like you just don't like to be around it or associated with it?
I don't mind being around it, but I won't. I'll look from a distance, but I won't go on the rides. So it's more so a fear.
I am a little fearful of heights, but I don't shy away from going up on heights.
In the Bronx, we always used to have our apartment broken into, so my father he bought this hanging rubber spider from the door. So every time you open the door, this thing would swing into your face. And of course I was 5, so I was much little, but my dad forgot that it was there. And this is at a point where he lost vision in his right eye. So all of a sudden he feels this thing go on his shoulder. He looks and he goes, ah! He started screaming and I started screaming, and then he's running all over the place going like this. So for me, it was traumatizing. It was super scary, and I don't like, and I never liked the way spiders looked. I think it's like the eyes and the little fangs. So for me, that's like the scariest thing. I don't like the legs bother me, but they don't bother me as much as like the eyes and the fangs.